Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect, back with you once again. Here we are, live on this Thursday. And remember, next next week, I will be at BlurCon doing my live panel on the new golden age of pro wrestling. Hopefully you can make it there. Hope you can have some fun there. And hopefully you see me, Dukect, there. Hopefully it'll be a fun panel. Sit there, talk about my ideas about what's going to happen. And I want to hear your thoughts as well. What do you think is going to happen? So anyway, since for that, let's go into the Forbidden Door. Oh Lord, let's talk about the Forbidden Door, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see if I get this right. Because I had a lot of stuff here. Alarms. Let's see, pictures. Let's see. No. Let's see. Media. Not that. Data. No, I'm not doing anything to do that. DCM. There we are. Camera. Okay. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have enough. Let me see. View. Let's see. Sort. Sending. Here. Let's see. Let's see. Large and let's see it. Yep. A year. That's good. We can see. Let's see. Well, yes, a lot of things happened. But first things first, let's talk about. There's a lot of good matches on the card here. Let me see if I can put this stuff up here. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see. Last time I had that. Let me just let's see. Let's see. Present files from my computer. Browse. Let's see if it works. Last time I did that, let me see. Drag file. I just had to browse files. See if it works here. And let's see. There are some good matches here. Really good stuff. Let's see if I can get the stuff. Okay, larger, bigger. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this right. I want to make sure I get all this stuff right because I did get a lot of good pictures of the entire event. And first, let's talk about, like I said, you know, there was a lot of good stuff here. And the first match is and such. I did make it. First of all, I didn't make to see the whole thing, but let's see if I got see my Briscoe stuff here. Let's see. I think I think this is right here. I think one of the matches here. All right. See if it's uploading. Please work. Please come on, work. Present. I think this is all right. Let's see the match. I think this is one of the yes, this is the pre-show match. I think this is Tony Storm and Soraya. Decent match. I thought they two had good chemistry. I did see the ending of I didn't see Kyle come out in this when important in the match, but I did see I think the tag match is Willow and Tam and such. They won, by the way. So I did see this full match. You know, the pre-show matches were good. There were some good pre-show matches, and let's see if everything goes well. There's a yeah, the good pre-show matches. Like I said, there were some good pre-show matches. But the one big pre-show match, which I still couldn't believe this actually happened, which is the shocking thing of all. Let me just see if I can get the let's see, all right, another let's see, right, page 1-1. Let's see, step setting this one. Let's see, what other stuff here? Where is it? I know it's somewhere. Okay. All right. Okay. Large icons. Let's see. Where is it? Let's see. The ladder match here. We got. I got the. Let me see. Where was the big match? No, not the acclaimed. Let's see. Yes, I think this is it. Oh, here it is. This one right here, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest crossover of all time, the real opening of Forbidden Door. You had Let's see if I can get this up here. Da, 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 da. Um, the big, triple threat thing. Ah, yes, vacant. No, it was Mystico and the Lucha Brothers teaming up. Let's see if I can get this one right. Come on now. Come on, Duke. Come on. Let's see. Let's see, because I know it's let's see, that's not that one. It is the Lucha Brothers and Mystico taking on the Los Lij. It's like I was like amazed. I didn't think it would actually happen. But when you see this stuff, that is amazing. And it looks like they might be going, and supposedly, ladies and gentlemen, supposedly, and such, they might be a crossover. It might not be over. Let's see. 3,000 chances this year. I think I got video of it. Dang it. So much video. Too much video. And if I would put the video up on it, I'd probably get like kicked out. I don't want to get like blocked because of all the stuff there. Because I got video of it. And if I could, I wish I could show it. And I wish I would. But I think like I said, it was one of the most fun. Yes, like I said, Jay, they came out. We had like Lucha Brothers show up. It was a fun time. Probably one of the best trios matches. I would say the best trios match of the night. I think probably I would say comfortably it was the best trios match of the night because the last other two were, eh, you know, there were moments, but there were moments. But overall, I think the pre-show was great, and man, I can't wait to see what else they're going to be doing in just in the next. I think the next. Let me just get this here and stop setting. The next, come on. Then we get to our main show. You have MJF versus Harisco. I can't pronounce his name. The guy who out wrestled Daniel Bryan. So I'm gonna say it. The man who out wrestled Daniel Bryan. That's what I'm gonna call him, and that's what he is. And by gosh, this was a. I looked at that match, and it was a really good, grabs, and both of them had good chemistry. I felt like the match should have gone a little bit longer. I think if the match went a little like about 5 or 10 more minutes longer, and I think that that it would have been a lot better. I think it would have been peak. It would have been a really good opening match. But as it stands, I think it was a decent opening match for what it was. But I think it could have been a lot better. And I think that's one of the main things here. And one of the main stuff there. I think that's one thing I really wish this stuff is like I said, MJF and like I said, MJF and Hurricane. I can't pronounce his name. I apologize. It was a really good opening match, and then you had, let's see, you had, I believe, I think you had the trios match, the acclaimed with Tanahashi uh, versus the Elite with Okada and the Young Bucks. And my gosh, what a I gotta say, Okada looked like he's having the best time of his life there. And I think this is probably the best use of it. And I by the way, the crowd was really good that night. The crowd is good actually. That was a very hype crowd, and it got a lot hyper when Mercedes came in. But yeah, overall, this was a very good. This was a decent little palate cleanser for a three-way, and I thought this was going to be a lot of stuff there. I thought Tanahashi was going to slip up, but no, he was on point tonight. Even though there are some who didn't have a little bit on point. We'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, there was a decent one. The Elite win, of course. And all this is going to get to when the Elite versus the Acclaimed versus the I think Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly, and I don't know, maybe Swerve. I think Swerve, the Acclaimed, or if they really would do something interesting, the Acclaimed tried to get they face their tag championship, they lose because Billy Gunn gets injured or whatever by Okada and Okada and you know Jack Perry. So it's like, oh gosh, we don't know who need another guy. They need another man for Team AEW. Someone else there. Maybe this could be a good way to get back Bandito or maybe Keith Lee if he's 100%. Hopefully he is. I think that could be something. Could be wrong, but yeah. Hey, what's up, Charlie? Yeah. I think he there is an issue with that, but I think overall, I think he TK has to. I think he has committing to his stars, but some say he hasn't. Some say he has. I think he's doing a decent job. What he is. I think this past Dynamite, he shows he's really doing a good job focusing on stars. And speaking of that, I think we got to our next matchup and the next one. Oh, by the way, like I said, the crowd was nice. I met some really good folks, really nice people. Man, yeah, and by the way, shout out to my brother Adam. He just let me crash in this place so I could just be like, okay, I could just crash at your place for a while, so I could watch the show. Good times, good memories, and I am, like I said, I'm humbled every time to see my brother, and every time I see him, it was always a good time to see him, and it's always a nice time, and that stuff. So anyway, we get through all of that. Then we get to let's see, hold on, let me just check something right quick here. Let's see. Um we look to the next big matchup. Ah, yes, this was the palate cleanser. You had let's see, let me just get this up here. All right. Let's see, where I get this thing here. All right, and present. Let's see. I want to make sure I get the match things right because you never know. I could be wrong on the pictures. Might be not showing all the stuff, but yeah. It's not showing right here. This is not really a good picture. Let me just get another one. Let's see. Shingo Takaachi Shingo versus Brian Danielson. Let me just see if I can get the right pictures here because I think that's not a good look. I'm not a professional picture thing, but I try. Let's see, browse, which is the one thing. Let me see, because I did take some decent pictures, but let's see where is it? Let's see. Let's see. Where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where. Let's see. I got a lot of stuff here. I gotta pull all the stuff up, but I got like a little file thing. I could put all the pictures here, and move and clear all that stuff out. But anyway, let's see. But yeah, that match was great. Let's see. Let's see if I got this here. I think this. Oh, that's video. Damn, I can't put that video up. Oh gosh, if I ever try, I don't know if I'm doing the pictures right. I'm worried of getting like pictures, so I'm just like, hopefully that's okay, because yeah. Oh, dang it, that's the same thing. God dang it. Gosh, I'm so worried. I'm hopefully I don't get but yeah, like I said, that match was great. Uh, both had great chemistry. I mean, you have to work really hard not to have a good match with Brian Dance. But yeah, this was going to be my match of night. And it was my match of night so far. Both men, great chemistry. I mean, the dude, Danielson just doing the most, he's fighting his last hurrah. I wish I wanted Pac this Monday night to win, so I was like, yes, Pac won, Pac won, Pac won, so we can go to. I wanted him to go to Wembley and face Swerve and maybe win. That would be a great pop, but that's just me. But yeah, Danielson, um, those two had just a great chemistry with each other. And then after that, you had, ladies and gentlemen, the lovers toil. The lovers toil matches. Tony's, yes, timeless Tony Storm with Luther taking on Mina Shirakawa for the AEW Women's Championship. Both those two. And by the way, those two had good chemistry. It was fun. Mariah May, she was in both corner and she was all worried and everything else. She should have. I don't know why she. I wish, like I said, I wish that she would have went the arc of. Let me see if I got this one picture here. YouTube don't block me or whatever if it's a little bit risque, but these are my pictures. Yeah. Um, they had a really good match back and forth. I wanted her to be like Bill Fonzo from Hardcore Justice, just like throwing them water, throwing them this. We be right down the middle, daddy. We call it right down the middle, daddy, and that sort of thing. But yeah, these two are fun. This was a good fun match. Tony Storm is amazing, and I love her and her style. It's great, and quite honestly, she's probably the most freshest thing in the women's division, not just in AEW, but I would say women's wrestling right now. Because all like she's like the most interesting women's champion. The gimmick is just so fun. It can be silly, but also serious. There's so much stuff you can do. I like that. I like that about her, you know, Tony Storm's whole run here. I love it, and I just see that. And most of the, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like those title runs of really, I have not seen a really good women's championship run. Has been, character work has been consistently consistent since Tony Storm, and I dread the day when she's not going to be. Um, I dread the day when that is going to be the gimmick's going to be over. I dread it. But at the end of the day, after all the stuff, they had one. Let me just see if I can get the picture. I think I shared it on social media too, but I think I have it. Let's see. Pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces. Let's see. All right, let me just try this. Let me see if I can just get it on the files here. Let's see, because Lord knows, I'm gonna see if I can just do it this way. We'll do it live. Sure, we're doing it live. Let's see. Let's see. View, George. Make sure I see everything right. Okay, pictures. Boom, boom, and there we are. Let's see if I can put this here. Survey says, come on, work, work, please, please, work, 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 work. And of course, well, of course it doesn't work. But anyway, let's see. Looks like we had to go to the old long way doing it. All right. But yeah, both of Tony Storm and Emilia Sakara was great. And I was like, if there was a women's trios championship, I would say let them have the trios championships. Heck, we could do it right now. I like to bang bang gang as the next person. The Bullet Club Gold. I like gold, Bullet Club Gold. But hey, if those three got the trios championships, I wouldn't be too angry. I wouldn't be like, oh Lord, it wouldn't be the end of all things. But yeah, it was but yeah, but the Hollywood ending, not just their hugging, but the triple kiss, by the way, was beautiful. Yeah, it was really nice. And I hope that this is going to lead into something. Either they're gonna still be best friends or maybe more, or is it going to just be, yeah. I think it's gonna be heartbreaking when the heel turn happens. It's going to be heartbreaking when that heel turn from Mariah May is going to be that is going to just be, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be heartbreaking. But yeah, I think it was like I said, this was yeah. Oh, what's up, G Nation? Like Tony Storm getting a 1 year title run. You know what? I wouldn't be mad at that too. But all things come to an end. I think Mariah May needs this victory, and I don't know what else you can do with it. I think TBS Championship, maybe bump it down to ROH. I don't know. Maybe there are some because she's been so well. The whole thing, the breakdown was so well done of last year into this year. I don't think this is going to be a me personally. I think this is going to be a good long run with this character, and I think I mean, eventually you're gonna have to lose the title. So yeah, it's not going to be. I think it's going to be very interesting to see. But then we get to, oh my lord, this, my friends, was all about the graps, ladies and gentlemen. You want to talk about graps? You want to talk about all this stuff now? Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, whew, Zack Saber Jr. Uh and Orange Cassidy. My word, this was amazing. These two went at it. The chemistry, the striking, the atmosphere, all of it, and it fits so much in their characters. I'm like, this is like, and I'm like, man, Orange Cassidy is just amazing. I'm like, this dude is amazing, and I think that we all know how great Orange Cassidy is. Everything looks great with Orange Cassidy, and I just like this was amazing. Both men had great chemistry with each other, and I'm just like, we're not going to see anything like this in a long while. You're not going to see these two guys just going off like anything else here. I mean, those two were great. I probably wanted Orange Cassidy to win, but I think Zack Sabre Jr. needs to win because he's going into the G1, and that man needs to win that. And he was the first New Japan. Oh crap! I didn't mean that. Dang it! Wrong one. Wrong picture. Let's see. Wrong picture. We get this back up. But yeah, back to my point. Zack Sabre Jr. needs to have this victory because I think he is the man needs a good run with the New Japan World Title. I mean, the guy has done everything. Him, and you look at because right now New Japan needs a strong champion, and Nato, mm, mm, oh boy, and I can be. I think the man was off tonight. I'm talking. Well, I'll get to it when I get to it, but man, ooh, see. But yeah, it was a what the kids say a banger because both men really brought it, and I just can't imagine. I just like and now I wonder where does Orange Cassidy go to because I at this point I think he should go for the world title at this point, but he has a lot of stuff he has to go to. He has to go to Trent. He has to go to like this, that, and the other. I think it's going to be a long time before I mean Orange Cassidy, the workhouse guy, and I think he needs to do I don't know what maybe tag team with Kyle O'Reilly. Maybe that's what they're leaning towards. But yeah, I think that's going to be what they're going to do with him. And because Orange Cassidy is I think he is AEW. He is People talk about pillars, but he is one of the pillars of AEW. Orange Cassidy is the pillar of one of the main pillars of AEW. And honestly, not just main pillar, but damn it, I'm going to say it. He is the ace of AEW. I know people say Moxley. I know some would say Hangman Adam Page. Some might say MJF. Some might say a lot Swerve at that position. But I think when you look at the most consistent people there, who was the most consistently consistent guys on that roster since he started wrestling in AEW, who has always been there, who has always been in that position, who has done everything that he has needed to do. And by gosh, this man, I'm gonna say it. This man needs to have a world title run at some point. The man needs not just a world title run. I think he needs to have a long championship run. And honestly, not just a long championship run, but I think we need to run it back with this match as well, with the title on the line. And I think that would be something very special. And I think people will actually like to see it because these two, like I said once before, they are great. And by the way, Zack Sabre Jr., by the way, if him and Kota Ibushi were probably the smartest men ever to basically say, you know what, this whole Cruiserweight Classic thing, it was nice to do it, but we're good. We're good here. uh yeah, yeah, it was. It was a nice experience of the show. Yeah. Yeah, I've been around some bad fans and such. But yeah, the show was great. And like I said, um but yeah, I think that Zack Sabre Jr. is great. But like I said, the real ace of the show is, like I said, the ace of the show um, is the entire ace of AEW is Orange Cassidy. That's my personal opinion. And I want to hear y'all one in the comment section, but yeah, that's how I feel. Anyway, after my little rant here, let me just continue on. Oh, Lord. This match. Joe Hook Sabata taking on the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb. Oh, sweet Lord. I got at least one picture, and it was basically, I think, a couple pictures of this. Let's see if I can, line it up. I know, I know, I know. It's Chris Jericho. I know. And the learning tree is the worst thing. But here's the really sad part, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the crazy part. It's over. It's popular. People love it. They're like, I and the learning tree. They love it. They got people liking it. I saw people doing that highway, like, hi guys, hi. They were doing that stuff too. And I don't know the ratings around, but the people, they love it. I know people hate like that, and they hate it when Billy Gunn beats up on like Jay White, but that was their highest point. So Billy Gunn, Chris Jericho, they're the draws of AEW. Oh gosh, gosh, this is sad. It's sad. So sad. So very sad. But yeah, whatever. We're here. And yeah, but yeah, like I said, but the match wasn't completely and totally without merit. You had Chris, I think not just that, but I think you had you know, I think Hook got the nice victory. See if I can have the picture of Hook knocking Chris Jericho out and such. And then he got a fireball in his face, I'm like, so that feud is gonna. It's the song that doesn't end. Let's see what I have here. Oh, it's a ladder match. By the way, the crowd's really nice. But yeah, it was nice. But yeah, let's skip over that. There was a nice meat chant with Jeff Cobb and Samoa Joe, and I expect that match to be on like a random collision in 2 or 3 weeks time. Anyway, but yeah, let's get into the ladder match. And oh man, what a a car crash match, ladies and gentlemen. Sweet Lord, sweet Lord. Yeah, I know it does. But yeah, the car crash, the absolute craziness of this match. Oh man, I am I was every time I was looking at this match, I was like, "Where's Dante Martin? Oh gosh, he's," and I hear he's fine, but I'm like, "What the hell is he doing?" Him, yeah, Leo Rush supposedly got hurt, but I think he's fine. He says he just hits like some ice bath and good. I think you know, ELP, El Phantasmo, dude, brokenhearted, man. He has not had a good for the past couple years. That man has been going through it. He got kicked out of the Bullet Club. He's been brokenhearted by that. He had a great tag run with Hikuleo, and then Hikuleo's like, like, oh, the bloodline thing is still going on. Zoop, goes over there, and now he's sitting here all alone, no tag partner, going to these title matches, and now getting himself completely and totally just destroyed. And I'm like, the one more thing he did, he got like the oh gosh, Takeshita just completely murked him. I'm like, good lord. At what point, man? Is it like I don't know what can you do with this man? It's sad. It's so sad. It's so sad for him, but yet he keeps soldiering on. But yeah, we have this match, and by gosh, it was insanity, and all of those poor souls, all of you, and there it is. But at the end of the day, the scapegoat, baby, the man that some people would change CM Punk, but they would quiet down. They had a scapegoat chant. There are the same people who are doing the CM Punk thing. Couple of moves later, they were chanting scapegoat, scape. I was like, I saw there were sitting people around me start chanting CM Punk. Then 5 minutes later, chanting scapegoat, scapegoat. But then when he won the title, they booed and said CM Punk again. Man, I'm like fickle. I'm like damn, bro. I'm like fickle, fickle. All of these fickle ass fans, man. Where is the consistency? Where is the people where you stay? If you're gonna say the CM Punk stuff, then stay in the CM Punk thing. But don't go around and be like, well, then next like 2 minutes later, start chanting scapegoat now when he does one cool move. But I was saying ADHD, but even though I have ADHD, but I don't react like this. It is beyond fair weather fans. It's just something beyond fair weather fans, because that's what I call this. Because you got people, like I said, during I just listen to the broadcast. It was loud enough to hear. There was scapegoat chants. I'm not making this up. Talk to people who were there. Talk to people who were who were at the episode. I was like, there's scapegoat chants. I hate and then next CM Punk chants. I love wrestling fans and I hate them at the same time. They frustrate me. Why can't y'all just stay put? You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me, chat. Tell me, people out here, why the people are still chanting for the scapegoat, and yeah, next still chanting for CM Punk. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And by the way, if you hear any fireworks and such, it is the neighbors and everything. Just hoping they don't blow things up. By the way, that's hope. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, this was like I said, great stuff here. And then we get to, by the way, Kota Testa getting big pop. I hope he does get. By the way, I think he's like in his 20s. By the way, so I think he's like 29. He was born in 1999, 1995. God dang, man, I'm old. I'm old. He was born in 1995 and he's almost 30. Good lord. I'm old, man. Oh gosh, I'm old. I don't want to look at Jack. Let's see. Oh, please, how old is? Let me tell you. Let me see. If Jack, I want to see this. How old is Jack Perry? Oh gosh, he was born in '97. Oh gosh, now, oh man, I'm old. We're all old. I am old. Oh, I am just, I'm sick. I'm sick. Ah. Anyway, all right. You know what? Then let's move on before I just I start just beloading the facts and everything else. But yeah, just bemoan my age and everything. Anyway, we get to the match that really changed my. A lot of people were like, I mean, talk about I would say a double turn, but I mean, we never really saw because the crowd did like both of them, but it's like and then next, CEOs, she went, I don't know, Mercedes Monet versus Stephanie Vaca. I don't know what happened in this match. The crowd like CEO, they were chanting it. And then next, they were just booing her and they chanting Boston sucks. And they were cheering for Stephanie. And I'm like, what in the world just happened? How did we get to this position? What just happened, ladies and gentlemen? What happened? How did this switch? How do we get from point A to point B? How do we get here? But but yeah, the match was great. It was a great match. Like I said, both women have great chemistry with each other. Great chemistry with each other, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch more CML matches. I'm gonna watch more of her stuff. My hope is that she will continue. I mean, she gets a higher fan base for this, and I hope that both Mercedes and that stuff. Yeah, and Stephanie, they do it again soon, and that would be really great. And I wouldn't be surprised they tangled up again. And I think maybe she wins the title back, but I think I don't know who is in the New Japan Strong. So since Stardom is a part of it now, so maybe someone from Stardom might take the belt. I don't know, but the two belts in one day looks to be very interesting. And then you got the return of Britt Baker, who went through a lot. She went through injuries, her back, and everything else. And by the way, shout out to Chicago for not, saying what, there's like what to do, but not everyone. They let her speak, and it was a really good promo about her, the past, the present, and she suffered the stroke, says she's not good. She take all the time she need, and now she's back 100%. And my gosh, the absolute villainous thing, Mercedes when they went up with the CEO, with the EVP, saying, "Hey, wrap this stuff up. We got to carry a celebration." And they had up balloons and like the pictures while Britt Baker was standing there like just right there. That is amazing, and I loved it. So yeah, and they had a really back and forth. I can't wait to see it. Uh, Britt Baker Britt Baker and Mercedes all in. That's gonna be great, and I'm all in on that. And yeah, I am all in at all in for that match. So yeah, I think that's gonna be something really good to sell. But I think next match right here. Look, I like not Naito. I love Moxley, but by God, this was I'm gonna say something that really will piss people off. I think this match right here was the worst match of the night. I know, I know. Moxley when he is on, he's the best man. Seriously, him when Moxley's fighting, there is like a raw energy to it. This match had negative energy. I don't know what happened here. Was it Moxley? I don't know. Or was it Naito? I don't know. But those two just acted like it was anti everything. There was like an anti everything match. There was like nothing. These two had no chemistry whatsoever. And I'm like, I don't even want to see these two ever again fight. Not even a trios match, not even a tag match, nothing. I don't want them to fight at all. This match was terrible. This was a terrible match. And it's a shame because both men are great. Both men are legends. And I don't know what happened. They just did not care. I don't know. And Naito won, and they just said, I don't know what the punch. They just moved on to the next match. And my gosh, it's not how you start a match, but by God, what tonight. But man, they finished it strong with the best match of the night, ladies and gentlemen. The best match of the night, the main event. The main event, Swerve Osprey. Woo! These two men went at it. I am like, these two were the best. This to me, these two have the chemistry, the action, everything was on point. All of it. I mean, these two were perfect for each other. And I'm like, man, I am blessed to have this thing happen. I mean, there are so many moments of this match that I loved. I loved the tribute to Hayabusa, the Hayabusa tribute. I have the video of it, but again, I can't do it. But yeah, these two were just great. All of it. These two were amazing. The action was on point. The chemistry was on point. Everything was on point. And like I said, everything was just back and forth, up and down, left and right, and just there was like I did not know who was going to win at this point. I thought that Osprey was going to win many times. So many times I thought Osprey was going to win, and just the Os cutters, the everything, all this stuff. I was like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? But no. And then you have Don Callis, the coach, come in. He had his little screwdriver, and then he was about to, but then he's like, didn't do it. Like he was about to take down Nana, but no, he didn't. But that hesitation, and he who hesitates loses forever. As Swerve picks up the biggest victory of his career as the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and by gosh, everyone was like, this match was just great. And at the end of the day, Swerve and them they hugged and whatever, but at the end of the day, Swerve stood tall, and this was, you know, and being in that position. And shout out to Will saying you want to do this match now to get like, oh, you're just holding it for Osprey or something like that. No, he did this, and that made a definitive championship moment for Swerve. It was amazing, and that doesn't mean they can never fight again. I want them to have another rematch. Maybe I don't know. I would love to have those two do it one more time. Maybe Revolution, something like that for number one contendership or something. Because I think, spoiler, I think there's gonna be another reason why this thing. No, it's not spoiler. Hangman Adam Page is gonna be his return, and he took out Jeff Jarrett and have people. They were just like, wow, people thought Jeff Jarrett was gonna. They had people go out there and Jeff Jarrett was gonna win, but no, he's going in for the Owen to destroy Swerve, and that's what he wants to do. He's gonna destroy Swerve, and he's like, yes, he's gotten the championship, and he's just going to end Swerve's career. It's like he takes the championship one. Now he wants to end his career, so he's going to hang out with the elite again to make sure Swerve will have no chance to do it and build up all this stuff up. And then guess what happens? Swerve faces Osprey for a number one contendership. I would have Osprey win and have that double, and then at Dynasty have Osprey versus Hangman, and then Osprey comes up short and such, and then you have Swerve come back at Double or Nothing. Swerve, Hangman, Double or Nothing. And you know what? Here's something I think they should do. I know they have Anarchy Arena. It is a thing point, and I'm like, fine. Maybe they should do that. Maybe they shouldn't have a world title match there. have the world title be in that Anarchy Arena, and such, and maybe have one last gasp with Team AEW versus Team Elite or whatever. And the next bit, and then you have at Forbidden Door, you have Hangman versus Swerve, whatever, and the winner, and is a they pick the stipulation, and you have a 2 out of 3 falls match for these at Forbidden Door or the next out of pay-per-view. So yeah, that should be a nice little way they could end the feud. Hangman loses the title, and he and Swerve becomes the new champion, and 2-time champion. And who beats him? I say Takesta beats him for I think Takesta beats him at I think fall at Full Gear. He has a good run with it. And then Ospreay gets his shot at wins the Owen next year, the year after that, and finally gets his big moment at Wembley, for the AEW championship. That's how I would do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can say something else there, but I think that is something they maybe have a good plan. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, that's gonna be that's what my whole thing was for the whole thing. It was a great show, great night. Man, when AEW does a show, they do it big. And I wish that it was more local. I want a pay-per-view here. Why is it so hard? I want DC to get a pay-per-view. I mean, I like New York. I don't mind if I want to go to Chicago or go to Las Vegas or LA or Seattle or heck, the UK. But I think AEW would be very fresh if they went to other places and build stuff up. Build and build and build other places up and go to these other places. Let them be the alternative and be the one that marches their own drum and not care about anyone else says and everything else. And do a big show in DC before. WE ain't gonna come up here anytime soon. They don't give a fuck about us. But anyway, yeah. Um, exactly. Yeah, 5. I agree. 13 matches. No. There's a couple ones you can dig in. I think Hirosato versus MJF is really good. Let's see. That one is really good. I think Thomas Tony Storm and Mia Sakai is really good. I believe. Oh, Brian Danielson, Shingo Takagi. That's great. I think the ladder matches are fun, car crash and stuff. Mercedes Monet and Stephanie Vakir is great. And Swerve Strickland. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and Zack Sabre and Orange Cassidy. That's 4. Uh, Brian Danielson and Shingo, 5 and 6. 6 out of, let's see, 6. Oh, and you could add in the Lucha Brothers versus Los Nobles de Japan. Um, yeah, that's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 matches. 8 matches out of 13. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad card. I enjoyed it. And honestly, I wish that I'll probably get the DVD when it comes out. Or when it gets on the streaming service on Max. Anyway, I will be watching this again. So yeah, I had a great time and great memories as well. But we must move on because again, speaking of people going on their own drums and marching to their own drums, Nintendo. Ah, yes, that is the company, the video game company that has Anyway, speaking of everything else, Nintendo, that is a thing that barges to its own drum. So yeah. So yeah, I'm right, don't worry. So yeah, like I just yeah, like I said, Nintendo is one, like I said, they're going, since AI and everything else is big. We're going to talk a little about that after the small little break here, a little bit of audio stuff. But don't worry, we're back, we're live, and yeah, everything's good now. So we're fine, we're back, we're fine. How are you? Hopefully, you're feeling well. Anyway, we'll be right back right after this little musical stuff, and we're gonna talk a little about Nintendo's whole little story here, ladies and gentlemen. That Nintendo's little old story about them with them doing with AI. We'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back. We'll listen to some Super Mario 64 Portrait of the Plumber. Let's keep this thing going since we have the Nintendo thing right here. So let's listen to a little bit of that. Let's do a little bit of let's see what's be a good song about that. How about Wings to the Sky, Powerful Mario. Let's listen to that here. By the way, go down those OC Remix songs. Great stuff. Anyway, we'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. And we are back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Me, Dukect, back with you once again here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me and continue joining me. And anyway, guess what? We're talking about Nintendo. Ah, yes, Nintendo looks like they are doing the smart thing. They're doing a good thing because they're not using generative AI in its first party games. The Nintendo president Shunto Furuaka, I can't pronounce his name. Gosh, I should have done this before because, professional. Shunto Furuaka has revealed that the company currently has no plan to use generative AI in its games due to IP rights concerns. Let's see, because and here's right here from the Tweak Town, from Derek Strickland. Says as the game, it says right here, unlike competitors like the Xbox who are embracing artificial intelligence to help write in game quests and dialogue in future games, Nintendo has no plans to use generative AI tech in its first party titles. As the game industry cuts thousands upon thousands of jobs, publishers are looking for a new way to save on costs. AI is one potential solution. In theory, technology may be able to speed up game development and even replace positions through automated processes. AI, according to the article, saying AI has become a controversial topic because of this. Yet, despite the sensitivity, publishers like EA and Microsoft are big proponents of new tech. Nintendo, however, is dubious about using generative AI intelligence in its games. The rationale is pretty simple. Nintendo knows that generative AI can have implications for IP rights, and as one of the most litigious companies in the entire industry, Nintendo is one to protect all forms of copyright and intellectual property law. And in a recent Q&A with investors, Nintendo president was asked about using AI in games, and this was his response. Quote, in the game industry, AI-like technology has long been used to control enemy character movements. So game development and AI technology has always been closely related. Generative AI, which has been a hot topic in recent years, can be more creative, but we also recognize that it has issues with intellectual property rights. We have decades of know-how in creating an optimal gaming experience for our customers, and while we remain flexible in responding to technological developments, we hope to continue to deliver value that is unique to us that cannot be achieved through technology alone. So, yeah, what this is, and I look at this, the one thing I see what Nintendo is doing is that they realize that the murkiness of AI, until there's something locked down, they're not going to do it. And also, let's look what's going on with Microsoft and like Sony right now. Their games and whatever they have been hitting. They basically look like most of those games have not hit. They have been this generation, honestly, for both of them, have been pretty terrible. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, they did great. They did some good stuff. I mean, I truly think that Game Pass is a great thing, and Microsoft's good stuff there, and Sony's version of that as well. I like it. In fact, I downloaded just some mini games of it. The new, I think the recent Tomb Raider trilogy, and such, which I think I'll connect to that point, by the way. Well, why gaming has basically been overcost and everything else, because Tomb Raider. Let me just see if I can find the article of you know, you know, you know, just you know, that that sort of stuff. But now you got like I said, this yeah, you have this thing here, which by the way, which is amazing. Which I always look at this because I honestly think this is back in the original thing here. Share this tab here. Tomb Raider has sold 3.4 million because this is back in 2013. This article here, the new trilogy, has sold 3.4 million copies and did not hit expectations. Hitman Absolution sold 3.6. Sleeping Dogs 1.75. These are numbers that you say, hey, this is sequel money. This is big. But hell, Sleeping Dogs was a reboot of a series called True Crime. You think, hey, you know what? 1.75. That is enough for of a franchise starter. I mean, heck, I mean, look at the back in the day further, like Fallout, the original Fallout. I know different genres, and it was a PC exclusive. I saw like what 900,000, and that got like a huge franchise and huge cult following. I mean, Sleeping Dogs at 1.75. You think that would be a start, but no. Same thing as that they failed to hit expectations, and that's enough to not hit the big target. What is going on here when you have this 4.9 million stuff? Like they expected to have all this stuff, or like 8.7, all this stuff, but meanwhile they can't. They have been, they tried these huge budgets, and yet they cannot. Even when the games sell reasonably well, guess what? They still aren't going to have that. So yeah, it's just like it doesn't make any sense to me that these numbers and everything else. But when you look at it, it does, like, for a business person who's like these set these huge high goals that are impossible to reach, and it's self fulfilling prophecy. They can't do they can't actually make any money. And now, look what's going on right now. We have these developers losing their jobs, publishers are losing their jobs. Everyone is losing their jobs because these corporations have basically put all that stuff on streaming. They put, like, what's going on with Tango Gameworks, who put a great game, Hi-Fi Rush, one of the best games on they ever made. I think they're probably one of the most one of those well known games, and they put it on the streaming service and Game Pass. They didn't get any money, and then next they like, oh well, you're not profitable, so whatever, and fired them. Even though they're just like they kneecap their own services and everything else, and now they don't. And then, like I said, I love this. They don't even count digital sales, so they probably had even more of millions of copies too. So this is back in 2013, which really is, again, this industry is forward in many ways, but still backwards in others. Which I wish that they were more like. It's funny because the push for all these great graphics and everything else. You know who saw this coming? You know who saw this stuff coming about how these big graphics and all these other things and all this stuff was going to lead to a bad end? You know who saw all of this coming? Ah, you saw all this coming, ladies and gentlemen. You know who saw all this coming? Satoru Iwata. You know, uh, the former, he said this about this. By the way, about you know, this. Let me just look at here. Let me see if I can find the. Right here. This is a game developer from from this year. Um, this is from a 2004 interview about his restored 2004 interview looked downright prophetic. A new interview from the late Solo Rod has been uncovered and free available watch. His comments and video, by the way. He had a video made about this. He said, in an interview, he said he talked about the upcoming Nintendo DS. To him, the handheld needed to feel like something the honest never experienced before. Said the DS can tell you how serious we are about changing the way games can be played. If we said we beefed up the technology of the Game Boy Advance and the processing power and the graphic capabilities, that's something people are expecting. There's no surprise at all. And on a similar note, Iwata expressed belief that the PS3 and the Xbox 360 wouldn't have much of a future. He said that if the two consoles did have a bright future ahead, then Nintendo would have a similar path. He said, since Iwata was a game designer, by the way, which, you know, he knows what's going on. He says the recent consoles been sold in terms of graphical and technical power. It just means more work that's needed, and ultimately worth it since audience may not see a clear difference. Mm. And then now look at this, and look what's right here. Passed away, over around 10 years ago, and now Sony revealed half its PlayStation Network install base are still using their PS4s and not upgrade to PS5s because PS5s around being $500 and cross-gen titles. There's no what is a PS5 exclusive? Spider-Man 2? That's nice, but I guarantee you most of it would be like, yeah, I can just go play it on my PS4. And yeah, he said without a new and he said this right here, quote, without a completely new UI or a way to play, I don't think the majority of companies will want to play a new hardware just to play games. That's what Iwata said during the interview. And he said, yeah, it's just they just kept going chasing the dragon of this is the problem. They chased the dragon, the bigger graphics, bigger stuff, and Nintendo going on their own way, going at their own stuff is they're like, they're fine. We're not doing this. And now we're looking at AI. They're like EA, probably Sony, and probably Microsoft. But Microsoft's going all in on it. They think that will save them. AI is going to save them. And then Nintendo comes in with this situation with here saying, no, we don't want to do this. It's going to cause all this havoc in here. And I feel like we're going to be here many years later looking at Nintendo smartly not doing AI, and they're just coming in and doing their own thing. They're going to be like, wow, we're ahead of the industry. Why? Because they realize that most gamers don't want to have like huge, big 500-pound graphics. And look, I love the graphic stuff. I love it. I have a brand new computer so I can play some of the new games. Xbox Series X. I play that. I play the PS4. I love a good graphic stuff. But at the end of the day, I sit back and play on my Nintendo Switch because it's more fun. I can play, like I said, I like 3D games, but yet the 2D stuff is really good. I like a good 2D style game when it actually, doesn't take long to develop. It's there's no stress for the developers and such. And I worry because most of these developers are just completely forgot. They're going to be overworked and kicked out of the job. And and the only things that right now for the 3D stuff is going to hit is probably Call of Duty, which already is like, oh, you could pre-download thing on Game Pass, and I'm like, Lord, I see that. I'm like, I see that 145 gigabyte thing. Not happening. And like you got Fortnite, you got Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft is funny. It's still doing this thing because it still has that, you know, N64 quality to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, it just seems that this, you know, that but I think that's what it is at the end of the day is that you need to have something that is not stressful to developers, not actually start pushing away. And AI is not going to help anyone. I think at the one thing I really wish that these companies could. And by the way, I'm not 100,000% against AI. I think AI and generative AI has its place in the future. It is going to happen. Uh, but I wish it was, to me, it was more for the community, people from the downgrade, like, for the people down here, the rabble, for the rabble, and not for these corporations and such. I mean, that's what it's planning to do. But at the end of the day, I think it should be for the people. The AI should be for the people, not for the not for the corporations, which is slowly is going to be that place. So people are going to anti-AI stuff, which I get. I feel for you, but most of that stuff is actually profit for these big corporations who just want to use it to make sure that when the time comes, they can get they're the only ones who can do it, and you will be so pro for it. You're gonna be so pro for it. So yeah, that's what is going to happen, and I just see it happening. And no one's going to. They're going to be like, "How did no one saw it?" Like No one listens to us too late. But yeah, I'm not 100% against AI, but I see why AI can be a very negative thing. I see AI is not going to, you know, all the other stuff. I believe in, like I said, if you believe in all that stuff and all that trying to do a drawing and pick up the pencil and everything else, fine, great. But I don't think you can just stop AI or whatever. You're going to ban it. You're going to have a what, constitutional ban on it? No, you're not going to. Corporations are going to use it, and I think it's going to happen eventually. So, and they're going to find a way to do it without hurting the environment too. So just get used to it, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to happen. So, and the smart thing to do, you know, that's what you should be doing. And I think that's what they should be. I think at the end of the day, that's what I feel like. I could be wrong, but yeah. Oh yeah, GTA is going to be just. I expect that's going to be 300 gigs, and people are not going to even care. But yeah, but yeah, I worry because of gaming right now. So many people getting fired. They're going to use AI as a quick fix, but it won't work. So personally, if I had my way, the gaming industry would be like scaling back, going to like 2D games, like 2D games. Keep it doing the smaller stuff. You don't need to hire these 500 people or such, and you can have 3D stuff too. I mean, like I said, I like a good 3D game. I like the good stuff there, but quite honestly, when you look at say Xenoblade Chronicles, the people at Monolith Soft, they did a huge three big open RPG worlds, and all three of those games were under 20 gigabytes. You know, all of them. And heck, if you want to go to Xenoblade Chronicles X, that was I think what 10 gigabytes. Of all that stuff they had to in that game, you that gaming should be should be calling them and saying, what do we need to do to make this thing to cut this down? But yeah, that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I feel like it is going to need to be doing. But that's just my personal opinion. Um. Anyway, that's the show for you. Hopefully that was a fun show for me and for everybody here. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me, Dukect. We'll be right back next week. Um, Live, of course. And then BlurredCon, everybody. Can't wait for that. I can't wait to be up there. And hopefully I see y'all there as well. Thank you very much. This is Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.